happens in industry, in any project. So basically, if you are joining IT industry, then you will be working in a project. It's a big project, okay? Let's suppose the project name is MI, Mission Impossible. Because I'm giving some dummy project name, okay? And in this project, there are a lot of developers. There are a lot of people working, because generally in one project, there's not there are so many people are working in the same project, okay? They are a big team. They are developer, they are tester, they are architect. There are a lot of people working in the same team, okay? And you guys, you can be in this role, maybe developers in maybe database management. In this role, you might be fitting in this role, okay? So what happens, for example, last time we developed one simple project in Python, right? CRUD project, where we will able to create new student, update student, delete student, something like that. We developed one dummy project, CRUD project. So that project actually, so right now that project are sitting in your local machine, right? I think let's suppose Prathamesh had developed one project, and that project is right now sitting in his local machine, right? Maybe Ritesh has developed the same project, CRUD operation. It is sitting in his local machine, right? So, but in industry, this is not the way we work. Okay, so in industry, what happens, all the code, you may write some Python code, or you may write some shell script, any kind of code, for automation, or anything. It can be any kind of code. Okay, so generally we write the code, but that code, whatever you're writing, okay, it is not supposed to be in your local machine. Okay, it should be in the remote server. Are you getting this? So this is the context. So whenever you're writing any source code, Python code, shell script, any kind of code, that code should be hosted or should be available in the remote server. Okay. So right now in industry, we have two kind of server, GitHub and Bitbucket. Okay. So they are two important. It is called code repository, code repo. Okay. So here we host all the source code. This is just a source code, Python code, Java code, .NET code, or any kind of code. Okay, so here we host our code, and generally these are the remote servers. Okay, for example, if you're using GitHub, then it will be GitHub server, and it hosts the source code. This is clear, guys? This much is clear? Any doubt here? Are you able to connect the dot? Are you able to understand the context here?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So, yeah. So, okay. So first of all, we create a project in the GitHub server. Okay. And let's suppose we are starting a new project. To start development, we are writing some shell script, we are writing some Python script, we are starting a new project, and the project name is MI. Okay. So what will happen? The initial stage, what will happen? Somebody from the team will create one project, a simple project, a skeleton project in the GitHub server. They will create some projects, some dummy files, and they will push the code into GitHub server. Okay. And now let's suppose in the team, there are three developers, developer one, developer two, developer three. There are three developers. So now these people will start cloning or downloading. The term is clone. Okay. It's a technical term. So let's suppose three people are supposed to work on the same code, same project. So developer one will download the project from GitHub server. Developer two will start downloading developer three. So all the three people will start downloading the same project from the GitHub server. Okay. And once the developer one has finished, complete his work, whatever he's supposed to do, when he's done the work, then he will just push the code. It is called commit. Downloading is called cloning. Okay. And once you've done the code, you have done your work, then you have to, whatever code you have developed in your local machine, okay, that should go into remote server. So you have to commit the changes, you have to commit the code. It is called commit, it is called push. Okay. So first you will download the code from the GitHub server. You done your work, complete your work, and that work, that code, it can be Python code, it can be shell script, it can be anything that should go inside again to server. Okay. Now let's suppose Dev to want to work some work. So again, he will download the code like this. So this will keep on going on. Okay. So somebody will download, he will complete his work, then he will again has to push the code to remote server, commit the code to remote server, and this is the continuous process. This keep on going on. So this flow is complete. This flow is clear for everyone.
Yes,
Why we
sir.
are doing this? Parthimesh,
Yes, sir.
Dinos, are you getting this? Are you getting the context?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes.
So exactly right now we are going to follow this structure. Okay. I hope Parthimesh or Somda, you have that project, right? Correct project you have right now, right? I think so.
Yes, sir.
Parthimesh, right? Parthimesh, you have that code, right, in your local machine? Correct operation that
Sir.
you have, right?
Yes,
Okay.
yes, I have, sir.
Okay.
Yes.
So right now, what we are going to do, I'm going to create a code repository. Okay. So GitHub server is it's a free server. You don't have to pay anything for that, and you can host your code into the GitHub server. Okay. So there are two options. You can use GitHub or Bitbucket. They are two important code repo server. They are servers. So right now in this class, I'm going to use GitHub server. Clear? Yeah? Okay. So
Sir,
what you have to, yeah. Yeah, GitHub server.
Git block. Okay, sir. Next, third one.
The Bitbucket is another kind of GitHub. It is very similar to GitHub.
Oh,
Both are same. Okay. In Bitbucket also, some company use Bitbucket and some company use GitHub. So both is same. Okay. So let's suppose I'm going to use GitHub server. So first you have to create one account in GitHub. Okay. Then once you create the account, then you will create a project inside that. So right now I'm going to give one demo how to create an account in GitHub and how to push the code. Okay. So here we will give one demo. So Parthimesh has the source code, Python code. So Parthimesh and all people will create a GitHub account, and Parthimesh will push the code to a remote server, and Jonas or Ritesh will download the code. Okay, so let's do this demo. Clear? Okay. So
yes,
guys,
sir.
can somebody share the screen? I will help you how to create the account, GitHub account. So I want a browser. So Parthimesh, Parthimesh, Jonas, Ritesh, can you
Yes, sir, I
share
will.
your screen and other people will follow that?
Yeah, I will.
Yeah, please. So Somdev, I think you already have account, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, you have already
मैंने
have
push
account.
किया हुआ है.
Yeah. So you just follow it. Okay. So Jonas, you set the screen and we will understand how to create the account, and then Parthimesh will push the code and then we will download the code. Okay.
Sir,
So,
please give me.
yeah, I gave the access. Yeah, you just share the screen. Open a browser, a new tab. Press Control T, Control T, Control T. You close over this, close the browser over this. Okay, search here GitHub, GitHub account. Oh. I think you're already using GitHub. I think do you have the account in GitHub? Just click that. Just click the second option, GitHub software company. Just type github.com. Yeah, login. Okay. Yeah, click that github.com. Guys, please follow this. Okay, Prathamesh and Ritesh. I think. Do you have the account? You have already created the account.
No, sir.
Okay. So there's a create account. Just the below then there's a create an account below. Click that. Yeah, type your email address. Okay, continue. Give some password, and you have to remember this password, okay? So generally in company, in project, the company has its own GitHub account, okay? It's an enterprise. GitHub has two versions. It's a open source and enterprise version also. So every company buy the license from the GitHub and they have their own account as an enterprise level. It's a Microsoft company, GitHub. Yeah, enter username, some username. Yeah, Jonas is okay. Continue.
User name Jonas is not available.
Oh, so give some different name. I think this might be used by someone else. Some numbers, yeah, is not, no, this is not available. This is also not available. Give some different name, some different combination. Phone number, your last phone number, something like something which, yeah. Same as Jinas, yeah, it is available. Click continue. Receive, no, type N, no type no. Continue. Okay, start puzzle. Solve the puzzle. Start, click a start puzzle. The button, the start puzzle button. Click that. Pick the one square that has shown two identical objects. One square that shows two identical objects. Two identical objects. I think the first one. Click that. Again, two identical object. Which is two identical object? I think that is. Okay. Create account. Okay. Click create account. Okay. You might have received this code in your Gmail account. So you have to log into your Gmail. Do you have mobile? Yes.
What? How much character we have to use in password?
Password that you can decide.
It's
Give
not
some,
checking.
yeah, try some different options then. Okay, how many team members are working with you? Just say 2 to 5. Continue. Are you student or teacher? Student, just type student. Yeah, continue. What speak which you want to interesting? School now. Security client. Okay, go to the first option. Collaborative coding. Now, first option, check it. Yes. Now scroll down, come down. Then is submit button. Next, continue. Okay. So now your account, okay, free account. Scroll down, there's a free account. Continue for free. Okay, so you're getting your dashboard ready. Okay, so your account got created now. Okay, so everybody done this. So we are good so far. Till this, have you registered?
Yeah, greater.
Okay, Prathamesh, Ritesh.
Sir, going on. Sir.
Okay, so once you're registered, then you will come to this page. Okay. Okay, so let's assume your registration is complete. Now, the first step is what? we have to host the source code, whatever source code you have. If you want to put the source code on the server, so it's a kind of server. Okay, the dashboard that you are seeing here, it's a server. Okay, so for that, if you want to host any code into the server, so you have to create a repository. Okay, so there's a concept of repository. Okay, so how to create that? You can see the left side, there is a create repository button, green. Click that. So all the code should be under the repository. So you can say that repository is a container, it's a parent or it's a container where all the code will sitting over here. Okay, so this is the owner, Samuel Jonas. Okay, and repository name. Just type their repository name. You can give some name like say Python CRUD project. Say Python hyphen, don't hyphen, CRUD repository. CRUD Python CRUD project. This is my repo name, project. Okay, so this becomes the project name. Okay, and below that there are two options. You want it public or you want it private. There are two options. Okay, if you make it public, by default it is public, then anybody on the internet can see this code. Okay, and if you make it private, then only you can see this code. Okay, so for right now we're going with public, but in the company, in the project level, it's a private. Okay, it's a company level. Okay, no other than company employee, they can see the code because it's an internal project, right? So at the company level, at the project level, it's within the company, not outside the company. But here, because it's a free one, so I'm going with the public. Okay, now come down, scroll down. So you rest of the people, you have to just create the account. Okay, don't have to create the project. So right now, just create the account and leave it. Okay, so Jonas is creating the one repo. Okay, okay, go ahead. So now okay, so now click create repository. Yes, that's all.
No, we don't have to create a repository or what?
Sorry.
Should we also create the repository?
No, you don't have to create repository. Don't create repository right now.
Yeah.
Just create the account, that's all.
Yeah.
So it's asking how many team members will be working with you.
Yeah, I will use the same repo. Okay, whatever Jonas has created the account, this repo, Python CRUD project, we will use the same repo. We will share this. Okay. So right now, let's suppose this is a okay. Can you stop your sharing, Jonas? Let me again go to my slide. So what we're doing here, let me again show my slide. Okay, so Jonas has created one repo, right? He's created one repo, okay, and he will host the source code, okay. For example, Python CRUD project, right? So this is a server, okay. So Jonas has already created that repo, and we will host the code over there, okay. Now you developers like Dave, maybe Prathamesh, Jonas, or Somdev, you are developers. So now you guys will download the code from this repo. That's the repo that Jonas has created. Python CRUD project. Okay. So same, because what happened in company, there will be one common project. There will be one common repo. ऐसा नहीं है कि every developer will has in own repo. ठीक है, ऐसा नहीं होता है. Okay. So every developer will work on the same repo. This is clear?
Yeah.
So that's why we are creating one common repo which Jonas has created, and that repo you all will be using. Okay, Prathamesh, Jonas, Somdev, all people will be using the same repo because repo is common. It is not individual for each developer. It is always common. Okay. Now you can stop. You can share your screen. Jonas. Okay. So here, there's some instruction. Can you scroll down? 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 Can you scroll So Junaz, do you have that source code? CRUD operation का code है तुम्हारे पास? You don't have, right? Okay.
Yes, sir.
Do one thing. Open your C or D drive where you're creating the Python workspace. So right now, Junaz will create one sample project, Python project, simple source code. Okay. And that I will upload. We will upload that project into this repo. Okay. So yeah. Here create one project. This is no, Python source code hello world. Okay, no, go to Python source code. Go to the inside Python source code. Inside Python source code. One back. One step back. Now here create one project. Create new folder. Give the project name. What is the repo name? What repo name you have given? Python CRUD. Okay, ठीक है. Just give a project name. Suppose student service. Yeah, rename it student service.
Employee का उस data था.
It's employee, right?
लिखेंगे तो ऐसे ही data.
Okay, just give an employee. So
Yes, sir.
we did employee, right? Okay, so name it employee service. Okay, service. ठीक है. Save it. Now go inside employee service and create simple one Python file. Hello. Go inside that. Go inside that. Okay. Create a new file. New notepad. Text document. And name it test.python. Py. No, it will not work. Just open it, okay? Let's go. Still text document. Just open it and just type here print hello.
Sir, उसमें right click करके अगर ये करेगा तो बनाएगा.
Hello should means a single quote or double quote. Hello quote, single quote or double quote. Okay. Now go to file. Save as. Okay. And type here, select save as type all files. Okay, now click save. Yeah, yes, kar do. Replace it. Yes. Click yes. Close this. Okay. Now we have a test. Still we have a test document. It is not Python. Can you refresh it? No, it is still a text document. It should be Python document. So right click, just right click this. Property में जाओ. It is still not a Python source code. Open with change your text document. This is still text document. I think change. So close, cancel it. It is not a Python code. Delete this file. Create new file test. Just create a new text document. Okay, इसको open करो. Just open this. Just double click and type print hello. Okay, now go to file. And save as. Type here test.py. File name test.py. No, remove everything. Test.py and from the drop down select all files. The below the below drop down all files. Save. Okay, close this. Now it is Python file. Okay, delete the first file. New text of उसको delete कर दो. Okay, so let's assume that this is my project, employee service one file. Okay, so now I'm going to push. So first of all, we write the code in our local machine. Okay, now from local machine I'm going to push the code. तो इसको मैं अपने remote server में host करने जा रहा हूँ. Okay, in the GitHub bucket I'm going to upload this code into my remote server. Okay, so for that, okay, you stop your sharing. We are good so far, right? We are good so far.
Yes, sir.
Okay, now what we're going to do, so now developer one, okay, he created one project in his machine, local machine, and now he's going to push the changes. Okay, commit करने जा रहा है, ठीक है? So GitHub is a server. Okay, it's just like a server. So to access the server from your local machine, you need a client. Okay, so because it's a remote server, so it's a server and client communication. So if you want to access any server, then you need a corresponding client. So for GitHub server, GitHub has given you a client. Okay, GitHub client. Okay, so if you want to access this server from your local machine, then you need to first install the client, and then you can access this remote server and you can push the code to the remote server. Okay, so here we have to install one client, GitHub client. This is clear? Why we are installing GitHub
Yes,
client?
sir.
Everybody?
Yes.
Because it's a remote server. Okay, so if you want to access the server from remote machine, you need a client. For example, let's suppose if you want to access Oracle server, you need an Oracle client. If you want to access virtual machine, you need a client. So there, if there is a remote thing, remote server, remote anything, you need a client for that. Okay, it's a client and server communication. So right now we are going to install one client. Okay, so guys, please share the screen, Jonas, and everybody please follow this. Everybody has to install the client in your machine. Now open a new tab and search GitHub client, download GitHub client. So guys, everybody follow this, okay? You have to install GitHub client, download GitHub client. Okay, first option, just choose the first option. First one. Okay, GitHub desktop, okay. Download, can you scroll down? This is the client. Okay, ठीक है, go top. उसको जहाँ एक बटन है ना, इसको just click that button. Download for Windows 64. Just open, click that. It will download one exe file. So I hope it's a client. 5 minutes. Okay.
Sir, I
Yes.
think so.
Sorry. It is taking longer time. 7-8 minutes.
Yes.
I think this is not the client. It should be lightweight. A काम करो, just open, click GitHub bash. Open new tab. A bash होना चाहिए. Just open a new tab and search GitHub bash.
Sir, GitHub मतलब Git bash होगा sir.
Git bash. Search a new, open a new tab. Click a new tab and search Git bash. Git bash. BASH. This is the client. Download this. ये client है. ये client है. Okay, click that first one. Download for window. This is the client. You can stop it. That is not the client. So guys, these questions can be asked in the interview, okay? How do you manage the code? How do you manage the branching strategies? So they will check your knowledge. So this flow, you should be very clear. कैसे होता, how it happens. Click Windows. You have a 64-bit, right? I think it should be 64-bit. Click 64-bit for Windows setup. Standalone installer. Click that. This is the. Okay, so this is the bash file. So everybody following right? Prathamesh, Nitesh. Are you downloading the client? Git bash.
Yes, sir, downloading.
Okay. Open that and install it. We need to install it. It's a exe file. Click next. Okay, where you want to install? I think you already have a software folder, right? See software कुछ folder है. Otherwise, it will install in program files. You can install anywhere. Click browse. Click on browse. Browse करो. Go to D. I think it should be in D or somewhere. D. Expand it. It is not expanded. Expand D. D software. Click software. Okay. Click OK. So it will install in software. T software git. Okay. Now click next. Okay. Click next. Git. Click next. Click next. Install. Next. Okay. Next. Use bundle OpenSSH. Okay. Next. Use OpenSSH level. Okay. Next. Check out Windows Dell, Unix Dell, Unix. Okay. Check next. Okay. Next. Default. Okay. Next. Git credential manager. Use the cross Git credential manager for some information depart. Credential helper. Okay. Next. File system caching. Okay. Next. This feature are developed actively. Would you like to buy enable environment experimental support for sudo console? Just go ignore install. Just click install. उसको रहने दो, just leave it. Click install.
Sir, there is asking two options for enable. Which we have to click.
Finish. What's to last one, right? Yeah, click finish.
Enable.
Finish करो. Okay, can you share your screen? Ritesh, what is asking?
It is enable experimental support. Yeah, enable experimental built-in files.
Okay, can you share your screen? You can go with default setting. हाँ, इसको ignore कर दो. Just click install. Just ignore it. Just don't do anything. Click install. Yeah, that's all. Okay. So, Jonas, can you share your screen now? Okay. So, client is now installed. Now, share the screen. Okay. Now search करो Git. In the search box, the corner bottom में search करो Git. It will show that software. Type GIT, हाँ, Git CMD. ये GUI है, CMD click करो. Command prompt. Okay. So now this is the Git client. Okay, and it will help you to connect to the remote server now. Okay. Now go to your repo, GitHub repo. So तुमने close कर दिया क्या? The browser that you open the GitHub repo, the code that you created, the repository we created, right? Sometime back. Repository, you created one repo, right? Python project.
Close your face also.
Please open karo. Just open a GitHub account again. A new browser mein. In the same browser, open a new tab. Go to your repo. I want to see the repo.
This join tab is not downloading, so that's the difference. It's showing properly.
यहाँ पर type करो. Just type here in the same browser. See GitHub login. Just type github.com. github.com. ये login में चलेगा. Okay. हाँ, github.com. First one. Okay. So already you have account, a project, repo. So click that repos, Python CRUD project. नीचे नहीं उसके नीचे हाँ, repo. हाँ, click that. Okay. Now scroll down.
सर स्टैंडअलोन या पोर्टेबल वाला डाउनलोड करना था.
Okay. Can you go scroll up better? So scroll up now. Yeah, hold on. Okay. So I'm going to use this command. Okay. So we have to run a couple of commands. ठीक है? तो हम लोग क्या करते हैं? So guys, so जो code है the repo, okay? So GitHub will give the public link. Okay, you can see HTTPS ऊपर में. Let me give a command. Okay, so give me control. Okay. Now can you see my pointer? Okay. You can see here. This is the public URL. ठीक है? ये URL है. Okay. So your source code, your now code, your repo can be accessed by anyone. उसको कोई भी access कर सकता है because it's a public now. Okay. So this is the URL. This is the public URL of to access the code. Okay. It always ends with .git, .git. Okay. This is the code. Okay. So पहले क्या करना पड़ता था? First thing what you have to do. So first, guys, can you on mute with this? Okay, so here you can see there are a couple of command, git command. Okay, so we will run this command one by one. Okay, and you can make a note of this. So first क्या करना? First you have to do the git init. Git init. Okay, it is called initialization. ठीक है, तो कोई भी project, if you're creating any local project and you want to commit to remote server, so first step is what you have to create a initialize. You have to initialize the git in a local. Okay, so पहले आपको you have to run this command git init. Okay, after that you have to create one. हाँ, so पहले रन करेंगे git init, उसके बाद रन करेंगे this remote add. ठीक है, उसके बाद करेंगे commit, उसके बाद push करेंगे. Okay, can you open one notepad, Jonas here? Okay, I can access it, right? हाँ, तो पहला क्या करना? The first command, step number 1 is git init. पहले initialize करेंगे. Then the second command will be remote the git remote add origin. This is the location. इसको कॉपी कर लेता हूँ. This is my second branch, second code. Okay, उसके बाद commit करना होगा.
Sir, add file.
Sorry.
Add file.
हाँ, add करना होगा. Yes, I'm coming there. Commit होगा. उसके बाद branching होगा. उसके बाद push होगा. So you have to remember this, the steps. Okay. Okay. Add करने के बाद then you have to add the file. Add your files. So command होता है git add file names. Okay. Third, then it fourth. Add करने के बाद then commit, then branch, then push. So they are the 6 process. Okay. So you have to run this command one by one in your git bash. Okay. Got it? Okay. Now let me give the control. Now Jonas, go to your git bash command prompt. Git का जो command prompt open हुआ था. Open the command, git command. No, not here, the command prompt. Yes. Okay. So right now, where you are right now, can you type pwd here? ये Linux पर support करता है, ठीक है? It's a Linux shell. Type pwd काम करेगा. Hit enter. नहीं, ये I think this is a window CMD. Okay. Linux शेल कमांड नहीं है, ओके। तो अभी तुमको अभी वेयर द सोर्स कोड, आई थिंक पाइथन सोर्स कोड, यू हैव टू गो टू द सोर्स कोड, द सोर्स कोड दैट यू हैव रिटन द फाइल। तो यहाँ मैं क्या करने जा रहा हूँ, आई एम गोइंग टू कमिट माई चेंजेस, ठीक है। आई एम गोइंग टू अपलोड माई फाइल, माई प्रोजेक्ट इनटू रिमोट सर्वर। सो फर्स्ट यू गो टू योर सोर्स कोड, हाँ, you have to go to D Python source code and employee service. So you have to navigate to there. यहाँ पर CMD type करो, just type CMD. It will open in the CMD itself. हाँ, Control A करो. Okay, just type CMD. Okay, यहाँ पर type करो git and the first. What is the first command in Notepad? It's a git init, right? Git init. हाँ. Okay, run this. Okay, so initialize हुआ, ठीक है। You can see it will create one folder .git under employee service. Python source code के अंदर employee service project.git, ठीक है। So this is the git initialization command, okay. And what is the next command? Can you open the notepad? उसके बाद add करना होगा, just copy from there ना, just copy and paste, don't type. हाँ, copy this command. So here मैं क्या कर रहा हूँ, I'm linking my local repository to the remote repository, ठीक है। ये linking हो रहा है, so my local and the remote will get synced up. हाँ, नहीं, it got mistake. उसको remove करो, फिर second paste करो, something wrong है, remove everything and again paste everything. हाँ, yes, paste it, yes, enter. Okay, ये लिंक हो गया, ठीक है। दिस इज सेकंड कमांड। देन व्हाट इज द नेक्स्ट, थर्ड वन क्या है, ऐड करना होगा। ओके, नाउ हियर, सो नाउ अभी तक क्या हो गया कि मैंने इनिशियलाइज कर दिया, एंड आई एम लिंकिंग माय रिमोट रेपो टू द लोकल रिमोट रेपो, लोकल रेपो टू रिमोट रेपो, वो सिंकिंग हो गया, ठीक है। अब क्या करना कि जितने भी फाइल्स हैं, वट एवर फाइल्स आई हैव इन माय लोकल रेपो, उसको मुझे सिंक अप करना, दिखना है, ठीक है। तो उसके लिए क्या करना होता है, एक कमांड होता है जिट स्टेटस। हाँ, जस्ट रन कमांड है जिट स्टेटस, मतलब यहाँ पर चेक करना है कि मेरा स्टेटस क्या है, कितना द रिमोट रेपो में और लोकल रेपो में क्या क्या डिफरेंस है, ठीक है। तो टाइप है जिट स्टेटस, स्टेटस इंटर। ओके, यू कैन सी हियर इट इज शोइंग दैट कि एक नया फाइल क्रिएट हुआ, test.python, ठीक है, बिकॉज वी हैव एडेड न्यू फाइल। सो इस फाइल को क्या करना होगा, पहले ऐड करना पड़ेगा, ठीक है। अभी ये फाइल मेरे लोकल सर्वर में है, मेरे लोकल मशीन पर है, दिस फाइल इज नॉट इन द रिमोट सर्वर। So first of all, you have to add this file. Okay. So for adding the file, the command is I have written in the notepad. Can you go to notepad? It's a git add. So go git add and the file name. Okay. The file name is here test.py. So you have to run this command git add. Type this command git add space file name is test.py. No, don't give angle bracket. File name test.py. Enter. Okay. Now again type git status. देखो सिंक हुआ है क्या नहीं, देखो अब सिंक हो गया, ठीक है। इट बिकम रेड ग्रीन नाउ, तभी सिंक हो गया, ठीक है। तो ये फाइल सिंक हो गया, बिकॉज मेरे पास एक ही फाइल है, आई डोंट हैव मल्टीपल फाइल, सो एक ही फाइल को ऐड करना है, ठीक है। नाउ गो टू द नोटपैड, व्हाट इज द नेक्स्ट कमांड, फाइल ऐड हो गया। ओके, नाउ इसको कमिट करना है, ठीक है। इस फाइल को मुझे अब पुश करना है, रिमोट सर्वर में पुश करना है, ठीक है। तो कमांड होता है जिट कमिट -m के बाद कुछ कमेंट देना पड़ता है, ठीक है। -m के बाद डबल कोट एंड योर कमेंट, तो जस्ट टाइप दिस कमेंट देयर, git commit है ना, git के बाद स्पेस होगा, git commit, git space commit space -m space double quote and type, here you have to put some comment. Okay, टाइप करो कि फर्स्ट चेक इन, देखो फर्स्ट चेक इन, ओके, अगर डबल कोट, या हिट एंटर, ओके, आइडेंटिटी चेक कर रहा है ये, यूजर नेम एंड, ओके, यहाँ पर यू हैव टू चेक सेट योर ईमेल, ओके, actually here it is not able to connect to your remote server, okay, because it is not able to understand ki who are you, okay, so for that you have to run these two command, ऊपर दो command लिखना, git config global user email, ये दो command को run करना पड़ेगा. So can you run this command, git config जो ऊपर लिखा हुआ है, and your email address and your username. Thus, yeah, these two command you have to run, then it will understand ki this is this user. You guys have to repeat this recording, you have to watch multiple times. And type your email address, जो email address तुमने register किया था.
Sir,
हाँ.
this activity is now being done by Jonas only, na?
हाँ.
Because that shows.
Yes.
Uh,
So now you guys will download the code. So he will upload the code. Now you will download the code. ठीक है? So if you want to upload the code, then again you have to follow these steps. So download में बताता हूँ कैसे download करते हैं. First we are uploading the code. So one developer will first upload the code. Then other developer will start working on those code. He will download the code. Then he will start working. Then email username. Set username as well. So industry में ऐसे काम होता है, ठीक है? There is a remote server and everybody work on the same project and every day push keep on happening. कोई ना कोई हमेशा push होते रहता है सर्वर पर, remote server पर. It's a daily activity. And your username क्या था? Jonas, Samuel Jonas, right? Something like जो भी था. So you have to remember these credentials. Okay, now type a commit command, git commit, just type git commit. Just type tab आ जाएगा, just type tab करो, tab, press tab. आ रहा कुछ? Press tab. नहीं आ रहा? Okay, just,
No, sir.
ठीक है, just commit लिखो, press commit space -m space double quote first check-in, first commit लिखो, first commit double quote. Okay, hit enter. ओके, ले लिया, ठीक है, तो कमिट हो गया, ठीक है. उसके बाद उसको, अब जो कमिट हुआ है, ठीक है, इसका मतलब अभी भी रिमोट पर नहीं गया, ठीक है. कमिट का मतलब ये नहीं होता कि रिमोट पर चला गया है. कमिट का मतलब क्या होता है कि दिस कोड नाउ स्टेजिंग हो चुका है, मतलब तुम्हारे लोकल रेपो पर स्टेज हो चुका है, ठीक है. तो अभी भी तुम्हारा कोड लोकल रेपो पर है, रिमोट पर अभी नहीं गया है, ठीक है. अब क्या करना पड़ेगा, उसको पुश करना पड़ेगा. कमिट करने के बाद पुश करना पड़ता है. ना ओपन द नोट पैड. कमिट हो गया, ठीक है. एक ब्रांच क्रिएट करते हैं, जस्ट रन द जिट ब्रांच कमांड. ब्रांचिंग क्या होता है, आई विल टॉक अबाउट नेक्स्ट सेशन. सो एक ब्रांच क्रिएट कर दो, जिट ब्रांच And what is the syntax? -m branch name लिखो main. हाँ, just hit enter. Okay. Now ठीक है, अब now your code is ready to go to remote server. ठीक है, अब push करेंगे. So now run the push command, the final command. Okay. And the branch name क्या है? Main. Okay, minus origin. Main branch. Enter. ये अपलोड कर रहा है. Now it is uploading. It will ask to sign in. Okay, sign in with the browser. Click first one. टोकन से भी होता है, उसके बाद में डिस्कस करते हैं. So it will ask you a login credential. Username or email डालो. You have to ask your credential. Put your password. ये अब रिमोट से कनेक्ट कर रहा है. It is connected to remote server. ओके, चल रहने दो. ओके, ऑथराइज करो. ऑथराइज गिट इकोसिस्टम. Okay, now go open your git bash. इसको रहने दो, just leave it, don't close it. Git bash open करो. Git bash नहीं, वो नहीं, git bash बोल रहा हूँ. command prompt इसको रहने, don't close it.
सर फिर से करो.
Open the command prompt. I want to see the status क्या हुआ. हाँ, ठीक है, you can see here it is saying that ये अपडेट हो चुका है. ठीक है, तो ये पुश हो चुका है. ठीक है, क्लियर है. ओके, नाउ गो टू योर रेपो, गिटहब रेपो. गिटहब रेपो ब्राउजर में जाओ. हाँ, इसको रिफ्रेश करो. Refresh this page. You can see your file is now here.